It's Allison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Allison, and I'm just going to go live, hopefully on Facebook, and we'll see how that works. Looks like it's going to work today. So just wait for that to pop up, and then we can get started. And looks like it's good. And yeah, okay, let's just make sure. Hopefully I've got sound and everything. And we're going to go over here. Oop, and we're going to have our chat open. And let's see. Looks like I'm live, at least. My face, anyway. Oh, the other. Oh, good. And I have sound. It's going to be a good day. Okay. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Let me get myself sorted up here so that when you do arrive, I'll be able to see your comments. And we'll get started on our card today. Give you a couple of minutes to find me because, of course, as you may or may not know, Facebook takes a little bit of time for that stream to kind of connect. So we'll just wait. And in the meantime, I'll tell you who I am. I'm Allison Sullivan, and I live in New Westminster, British Columbia, on the west coast of Canada. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So if it's your first time joining me, welcome. Thanks for coming. And if you're one of my friends who comes occasionally or all the time, hey guys, nice to see you. So we'll just see who's here. No one yet. Okay, I'm thinking, is this Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. I had to cancel on Sunday because my son was in a dirt bike race, which was incredible. We went to watch him, a couple of hour drive from us, and there were like 300 riders. It was crazy. It was just crazy. Anyway, nobody's joining me, so I am going to probably have to start and hope that you guys find me. Yeah. Nobody's over there, and I can't tell if anybody's watching me on YouTube, although you should pop up. I will see. I'm just typing something to some friends to see if they remember that I'm live, and we'll see if they can join me. Okay, we're 3 minutes in, and I've never. Hi, Ellie. How are you? Thanks for coming. I was beginning to think, where's everybody? Anyway, thanks for coming. I'm going to start with our card, and then others will join us, I hope. So I'm going to hide my face, and I'm going to move this over so I can follow along. Okay, so for today, we're going to be using the Beautiful Butterflies. This is a fabulous bundle. It comes with this fabulous hybrid. So you've got your embossing folder and your dies, and you can use the dies by themselves. You can Hi-Mo, you can use the embossing folder by itself. You can use them together. It's a way that they work together. And of course, you can use the dies with the stamps. Okay, it is so hot in Vancouver that I'm kind of dying in my office. I should put my fan on, but anyway, we'll make it through. But it's very warm. Okay, so don't want to show you the card I'm making. Oh my goodness, but let's show you some of the cards we've made already, because this is my class. It's coming up on the 30th of April. So I've made some cards ahead of time just to show you the different products. Isn't that beautiful? That's that embossing folder. And then we made this one. It's also pretty. Hi, Connie from North Carolina. You were just finishing out some treat bags. Ooh, that sounds fun. Hi, Keisha. How are you, friend? Gosh, I was thinking, boy, where are you guys? Anyway, so see, these are some of the cards that we made in some of our past lives, right? And, or I was advertising the class. I'm going to show you the class products at the end. We're going to get right into this. So what I'm starting with, I love the color gray with the color yellow. Okay, so you got different colors that you can choose from. This one is the basic gray. It's the darkest. And then we've got gray granite. And then we got smoky slate too, if you want to go even lighter. And then I grabbed one of the Beautiful Bokeh Designer Series paper. And I'm going to just give my gray granite a little score there. Now this is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. So that's, we got our card front. And let me grab this DSP. This is cut. Now I only cut this one 4 by 5 1/4, but actually I want to cut it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go down another 1/4 inch. So we're going to go 3 3/4 by 5. Just wanted to have a little bit extra matte. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could put even another color behind here, like another matte, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just leave it like that. Now, this piece here, I want to run it through the 3D embossing folder. And what's going to be really cool, because we're using Designer Series paper, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. Now, I got to check my orientation. My card is going to be portrait. So I want to make sure that I've got everything running the right way. Okay. So this is how I want it to be aligned. Okay. We're going to have to use the regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because it is a large folder. Okay. So let's put that. You'll be using the butterfly set to make 75 wedding trip. I think that would be an absolutely gorgeous use of this. Connie, well done. 75. Ooh, let's have a big wedding because isn't it one per couple? Or is it, maybe that's old fashioned. Maybe you make one for every single person that's coming. I don't know what the rules are anymore. Spring is here and the ants are invading. Yeah, I'm waiting for the ants actually, Keisha, to hit my peonies. So far, the peonies are just sprouting up. There's no buds or anything, but they'll come next month. That's for sure. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. On this paper, we've got that bouquet look. So let me see if I can find a full sheet so you can get an idea what I'm talking about. Can you see? This is apparently it's photography. It's a photography technique where they blur certain parts of a photograph. It's a Japanese term, bokeh, B-O-K-E-H is how you spell it. And you can see when I run this through, look what I'm getting here. I'm getting the advantage of that just to give it a little more depth versus just running it through with a regular cardstock. Now, this is a white core paper, meaning that it's not dyed all the way through. It's white paper, and then the design is printed on either side. Okay, so I could actually take my like a piece of sanding paper or sanding block. This is one of the ones we used to have years ago. We can just use a very fine sandpaper. You want to be really careful that you don't press too hard or you'll rip the paper. But what I'm trying to do here is expose that core, and I can do that. Can you see that now? My butterfly, I've exposed some. I've exposed some of that white. Isn't that cool? Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Oh, come on, glue. Okay. Hope everybody is doing well. I missed you on Sunday, but I had quite the day. Like I said, my son was doing this. Well, my son and daughter-in-law, she raced on Saturday and he raced on Sunday. There were 300 people in said race. Anyway, it was crazy, but it was a beautiful day. But it's in the backwoods, like it's in the backwoods of British Columbia, which means it's in the woods, which means there are trails that go, very steep uphill. And so we had to walk along the Forest Service road. The Forest Service road. So if you've ever been on a Forest Service road, if you've ever done any camping, well, I'm sure it's the same no matter where you are. But boy, we did a lot of hiking to go up and see where we could see him racing by. Anyway, so it's fun. Okay, so that's that part. Isn't that pretty? Okay, next, what are we going to do? You got your caddy, Diane? Oh, yay! Yeah, they were so early this year. Wasn't that awesome? Love that. I'm going to punch out a 2 3/8 circle. Some of you may not even know. Do you know that we still have punches? Yes, we do. And some of them are circles. So yeah, I could have used my stylish shapes and all that, but I wanted to use just a regular circle this time. Then the other thing I want to do is I want to cut out this very detailed butterfly out of just basic white. And then I need a body for that. So I need one of these little bodies. You get 2 bodies, which is kind of nice. And then I also want to cut out this label comes with die set. So you get lots of dies and things that you can use. All right. Let me just take this down. I just don't want this to move. There. And that one's probably not going to move, so I'm okay. So again, this could go through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss, but I'm going to run it through the regular size one. Here we are. Okay, and here we go. And here we go. Let's run that. Ooh, gosh, that's funny. I said, oh, this won't move, and my whole butterfly just fell off the paper. Crazy. All right. Run that through. I love that butterfly. Where do you see it? How detailed it is. It's so gorgeous. Oop. Okay. Go. So take this guy off. And where is my, here it is. Take a pic. Here's my take a pic. Gosh, nobody's even watching me over on Border Buddies. Maybe I shouldn't even bother streaming over there. Hopefully it's on my YouTube. Although I don't see any of you watching me on YouTube. Who knows? As long as you found me somewhere, right? I think we're going to get this weather all week, Di and Keisha. We're really lucky. I know people say, oh, you know, you live on a rainforest, which we do. But when it's a gorgeous day like it is these days, there is nothing, no place on earth, I don't think, that's as beautiful as British Columbia. Okay. Of course, when it rains, there's probably no places I'd be. It's all relative, I guess. But you got to take the good with the bad or you wouldn't appreciate the good, right? So now here, I'm going to make sure that I put these back on my magnet because, you know, if you're like me, you go, oh yeah, I'll put those back, and then you forget, and then you're toast when you go to pack everything up and you're missing stuff, right? Okay. Here we go. Let's grab some ribbon. Now, in my class, which I will tell you about in a minute, we are using this 1/4 inch white ribbon. I think this is from the online exclusives. Pretty sure it is. And you get 5 yards of it as part of the class. So that's kind of cool. So on here, we're going to take, I want to take some of this ribbon. This is kind of a technique we've used lots, right? We all kind of do this. I'm going to do that. And oop, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to grab literally my Scotch tape and tape this down. If you make a purchase from me this month, by the way, you're going to get 12 additional projects made with the Beautiful Bokeh in my monthly all-star tutorial. And if you get it free if you make a purchase, or if you're on my team, you get it free. Or if you sign up for my class, I'm going to send it to you. So you're going to get the 4 cards in the class, but then you're going to get another 12 projects with videos. So that's something to look forward to. Okay, so we got that. So we've got that circle that we punched out, that 2 3/8 circle. And then I'm just going to put glue along the body of my butterfly. I'm not going to glue the whole thing down. So it's going to be kind of free flow here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. And here's the little body. Here we are. I love that. How you can build up just adding little bits. And then remember we cut this little label out. So let's stamp something. How about, for you. I guess that's the only one that'll fit in that little itty bitty one. Now, I used this all day yesterday, and now I'm worried. Very worried that I didn't put it back in my case. Because remember what I said earlier about always putting things back? Doesn't look like I did. Looks like I put my happy birthday back. Well, I guess what I'm going to have to do is cut out another one of these. Because I don't think I can fit happy birthday on there. Boy, how could I lose something? You know? Oh, there it is. I didn't lose it. It was stuck to something else. Oh, phew. Phew, phew, phew. All right, girls. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, let's use our embossing buddy. Let's swipe it across there. Because especially on dark colored cardstock, you will see stray embossing powder a lot easier than you would maybe on a lighter color. So for you, here's for you. And then let's grab a piece of scrap paper that I will put under here. And I'm using the opaque bright white from our Wow embossing powders. And let's push that up. I should have grabbed my tweezers that come in my little embossing kit. But that would require me to be more organized. I'm going to put this back. All right. So make sure you put all that powder back. Put the lid on, or you'll be sorry. Okay. All right. We can go ahead and heat emboss that. So let's turn on our heat tool. And once it starts heating up, it'll start melting that powder. And we'll be set to go. I love using embossing powder, as you guys know, because it really makes it bright and fun. Okay. There you go. All done. Okay, and then I think we should put this up with dimensionals. What do you guys think? I think so, right? You guys are quiet today. Okay, let's pop this up. See how the gray works so beautifully with that yellow? So if you didn't have the paper, you could use daffodil. That would be nice. I'm just going to kind of put that under the leaf there. And then the other product we're using in our class are the Starburst sequins. So let's grab one of those, and look, there's a yellow one. I think I'm going to use the smaller of the two. So we'll just stick that on what I guess is the head, right? So there we go. There's our card. Now my original card, I did something similar. So instead of using a full piece of the DSP, I only put the DSP on a little strip here, and then this is just regular cardstock, daffodil. And then I use the Spotlight on Nature dies. Can you see that? And then I kind of switch this up. So I put the lighter on the back and the darker on the circle. Okay, so those were two. Now, I promised you I would show you what comes in a class. So let me show you. If you live in Canada, this is what you get. If you don't live in Canada, you can still join, but you'll get the PDF and then you cut your own product. So this is how much DSP you're going to get. Look at this. You're going to get 4 of each color. So look at this. So you're going to get 24 sheets of the DSP. And then, of course, it's double-sided. I get 24 sheets. That's a lot of designer series paper. And you're going to get half a roll of the white 1/4-inch ribbon. And you're going to get a full pack of the Starburst sequins. You're going to get a PDF with all the instructions and step-by-step and stuff. So then you're going to get, this is how I package mine. So there's 8 cards 4 designs, 2 of each. So when you open up your package, you're going to see, you're going to get 2 of each card. And then anything that needs die cut, it's going to be die cut for you. All the little bits are there. So all you need to add is the bundle, because we're going to, and the ink, if you need ink, because we're going to be providing everything else. So you can you see how this is all included? So fun. Anyway, you get the idea. And then we gather together on April 30th, and we're going to make the cards together. If you can't come live, you could just join later, watching the replays. Okay. So I have 1 kit left, and I know that sounds like, oh sure, but no, really, that's the kit. That's the kit I have left, the one that I showed you. Literally, that is the 1 kit I have left. So if you want to sign up, do it now, and I'll get that in the mail for you. Thanks, Mo. Yeah, it's kind of simple but funny. Oh yeah, I guess I did change it. This one here has the ribbon going up between the 2 pieces. I like this better. Yeah, I like my second one better. That always happens. I make it and then I like the second edition better than the first. Yeah, I think the distressed white looks way better because you can really see it, right? And then you got that bouquet look with the white that's on the paper, right? Taking out retiring embellishments and labeling new ones while watching. Oh gosh, good for you, Keisha. I can't keep up with it. I need someone to come over. Keisha, take the ferry over. Come over here and do all my retiring embellishments. That'd be fun. All right, so thanks for coming. We were fast today, 22 minutes. It was a fast card. I'll see you next on Sunday. Yeah, right? No, Sunday's Easter Sunday. I won't see you on Easter because I'm going to Easter brunch. Yeah. I won't see you till next Wednesday. But it is Easter. So have a wonderful Easter if you spend it with family or friends. Yeah, have a great Easter. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. And I will see you on Wednesday, next Wednesday. Bye, you guys.